Hi, friends. Happy Halloween weekend. Happy Friday. I am Peggy Noe, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. My business is prettypapercards.com. That's my website. And I'm here with Ellie, my little Yorkshire Terrier, and she's got her little pumpkin outfit on. We're just excited about Halloween. And when you don't have little kids, you get excited about your pets. So I'm just going to check here and make sure we're live. I'm hoping today that we have a good transmission. We were having some issues last time, and I'm so happy to be back with you and wishing you just a wonderful, happy Friday, happy weekend, and I hope you have lots of fun things planned. Let's see who might be on. Tammy, welcome. Roz, good to see you. Yes, my little pumpkin. She has been just a little doll baby today. We took a little ride, and she was good. She was a good girl. So we have lots of fun stuff planned today. Tina from Granite Falls, North Carolina, welcome. I hope everybody's having great fall weather. I know our weather is cooling down, which is great for San Diego. We're really happy about that, to have more cool weather. And let's see, there is a lot of stuff going on. Let me just check my notes and see what else I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, so have you ever used a host code for a demonstrator? So when you use a host code, it's a little code that you put in when you place an order. And personally, if you use my host code and your order is $50 or more, hi baby, I will send you a prize. And for October, the prize is these fabulous festive pearls. And I am anxious to send them to anybody who places an order of $50 with me by October and including October 31st. So I wanted to remind you of that because we're getting toward the end of the month. Hi, Roz. She is. Hello, Kathy from Minnesota. Good to see you. I just have to show you the back of this outfit. It is so cute. Isn't that darling? She's just the cutest little pumpkin. Of course, and absolutely, she's wearing this for Halloween to greet all the trick-or-treaters. Of course, she's the favorite. When we open the door, they love to see Ellie in her cute little outfit. Hi, Diane Emerson. Good to see you. So I was talking about my host code. If you use my host code for this month, when you place your order, I will send you a free prize. And this month, it's the Festive Pearls. Okay, what else is going on? She's being very still today, so I just feel like keeping her right with me while I keep talking. I did a little video about the Stampin' Up starter kit. Hi, Allison. And the starter kit special is almost over, the one that's been running in the month of October. And I really just wanted to make sure that everybody knows about it because it is such a great special. Whenever you get the starter kit, it always ships free. So that is about a 10% savings right there. Normally, you pay $99 for the starter kit. You get $125 worth of product of your choice. You make your own wish list. And you get $125 worth of product, and it all ships free for only $99. And from that point on, you get 20% off all of your orders. And of course, they assume that you become a Stampin' Up demonstrator like I am, but you don't have to sell products and do all the stuff that I do. I have so many demonstrators on my team, and they're just happy shoppers. That's what I call them, happy shoppers. Anybody who loves a product and wants to get it at a discount knows the best thing to do with Stampin' Up is get the starter kit. So I don't want you to miss out because this month it's, let's see, normally it's $125. This month it's $155 in products that you can choose for $99. So you're getting $30 more in products. That is a bundle. you could get a bundle for free or whatever you choose. So if you're interested, if you want a discount, it's not a long obligation. I can talk to you more about it. You would be a demonstrator all the way through March if you get the starter kit now. You would get your discount through March, and that's if you bought nothing. But of course you're going to buy stuff because you want to take advantage of the 20% off. And when you do that, that just accumulates, and then I can give you all the details later. But all you need to know is it's a great special. It ends next Monday, and I want to make sure that you know about it and you can take advantage of it. And I would love to have you on my team. If you have any questions, email me, Peggy@prettypapercards.com. I think she's like in a daze. I can't believe how still she is right now. Marcia, good to see you. But in order to make our project, I'm going to have to put her down. Okay, there she goes. She's going to get down. Okay, so I have a really fun project for you today. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera down. And we are going to make, okay, we're in kind of a transition period, right? Seasonally. We're coming to the end of the Halloween time for making cards and projects. You might make some cards and projects over the weekend, but as soon as that is over, it will be time for us to make Thanksgiving cards and Thanksgiving place cards and different things like that. So I thought we would do a little transition here on our Facebook Live today, and we will make a card that could work for either Halloween or Thanksgiving, but it is more of a Thanksgiving card. And I love to make Thanksgiving cards. I love to send Thanksgiving cards. Many times, if I get a Thanksgiving card, I usually think it's almost more meaningful than a Christmas card because not that many people send Thanksgiving cards. And so I want to encourage you to send some Thanksgiving cards this year and tell the important people in your life thank you. And I know they'll appreciate it because it will be unusual because it will come at a different time. So today I wanted to show you some different ways to use the Window Wishes bundle. This is a super fun bundle, and you can just make all kinds. If you like to make scenes with your cards, this is a great stamp set for making scenes, because it has, we've used it a time or two on my lives. It has a cute little old-timey car. Look at the little wheels are separate. Is that hysterical? A house, these trees. I'm going to be using these more. That tree, I tried to use it today when I was playing around, and I thought it looked kind of sad. It gave me a sad feeling, and I wanted a happy card. So, because I had that tree in the window, and I thought, oh, that's just sad. It looked made me think of a sympathy card. So I decided not to use that today. We're doing something else. But there is so much you can do with this fabulous bundle. And we're also going to use some dies called the Amazing Thanks dies. And I love word dies, and we are going to use this thanks. So let's get started. So we are going to start with a card base, and our card base is Cajun Craze. I have a friend who says we only use Cajun Craze in the fall. That's the only time we use it. And I think that's kind of true. But it's a beautiful color. So why not? I'm glad we have it. So I'm in this mood of doing these long cards that we open this way. So I've gone ahead and already cut my card at 4 1/4 by 11, my piece of Cajun Craze cardstock. And I'm going to score it using my Stampin' paper trimmer and the score blade, and I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. So there we go. And now we can just fold that over and burnish that fold with our bone folder. This helps to keep the card flat. If you wonder why we always do that, it just really stabilizes the fold. Okay, now the next layer we're going to put on is something we don't use very often, and this is craft paper. We actually do have craft paper. Sometimes it goes in and out of popularity, but this piece actually, I'm wondering, it's supposed to be 4 by 5 1/4. Let's just confirm that. Okay, excuse me, 5 1/4. Okay, that's 5 1/4 and 4. It just looked a little different on there. I wasn't, because I always am a big person about, are all the sides even? Are all the borders even? But you know, life isn't just perfect, is it? So let's go ahead and put this piece of craft paper down. I thought the craft paper really lended a feeling of fall. It's kind of rustic. It has a little bit of a rustic feel, so I thought we'd use some craft paper just for fun. So a Charlie Brown type tree, Marcia, you are so right. That's how I felt about that. Kay, good to see you. You send fall cards, Ross, and thankful cards, oh, for the Jewish holy days and also for Thanksgiving. Yes, they're very nice. I really like sending them. Okay, the next paper we're going to use, this is so pretty. This is called the Rustic Harvest Design, one of the sheets from the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper. That side would be pretty too, but this particular pattern has been one of my favorites. So I'm going to cut this, and what we want to do is come down another 1/4 inch. So our craft paper was 4 by 5 1/4. So this one is going to come down a 1/4 inch. So we're going to go for, and I'm looking at my lines to make sure my lines are, my pattern lines are the way I want them, because I want it to be, it's a portrait style card, so I want my lines vertical like that. Okay, so 3 1/4. One thing I have to say that I really love about, a lot of things I love about this Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, but one of them is that it scores and cuts. You don't need to get out a separate scoreboard. Stampin' Up! Does have a beautiful scoreboard, and I used to use it all the time, but since this particular paper trimmer has come out, I really don't use it because I just constantly use the score blade on this paper trimmer. Okay, so we're 3 3/4 by 5. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and adhere this piece onto the front of our card. I always like to check and make sure I'm, you know, I've got it facing correctly, because on my lives, I've made my own card upside down. It's quite embarrassing, and I don't like to do it, so I want to try and get it right. Okay. So that is a beautiful card base, isn't it? You can see the different framing. I love when we frame something. It's always so nice. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to cut that window frame. And I'm going to get out my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, my little favorite guy. And we are just going to cut this window frame. Whoops. Put my plates in there. Plate number 1 and plate number 2, and then a second plate number 2 will go on top. And here is the window frame die. Now the interesting thing about this particular die is that it cuts out not only the window itself, which is the hole there, but it also has the blades on both sides of the frame, and that's what I'm after today. I'm not after the window, I'm after the frame. We're going to cut a window frame, so I'll end up with a window, a pumpkin pie window that I can use later. By the way, this is, I forgot to tell you, pumpkin pie cardstock. I just thought we would pull out all the different fall oranges. And here we go. And I'll show you what I mean by the way the die works. Okay, so here is the window. That popped out, and I'm going to set that aside to use later. And then here inside here is our window frame. Now I'm going to I'm actually just going to use my scissors. I could use some other tools, but I'm just going to use my scissors to pop this out of the die. Hopefully. It just needs a little help there. There we go. Okay. And there is a very pretty window frame. And then you can put anything behind the window frame that your little heart desires. So actually, I'm not putting anything behind my frame today because we're kind of decorating the window itself. So the first thing I want to do here is adhere the window frame. And to give it some dimension, as they say, I'm going to pop up this window frame. Now I could use the foam adhesive strips. Maybe I should, because I used mini glue dots, mini Stampin' Dimensionals when I made it the first time. But we could use these foam adhesive strips. I always forget the full name. And to adhere this, it actually kind of saves you from putting millions of little mini dimensionals all over the place. So we'll just do this. We'll just put these little foam adhesive strips all over on 3 sides, and then just a tiny bit up on the top. I think, let's see if that'll fit in. Yeah. We'll put a smaller piece on the top there. Do you guys use the foam adhesive strips? I don't use them very often, only when I have a situation like this where I really need, and plus they give us a very secure hold. But I don't really use them that often. But they work, they have, I think, a very secure hold. And so let's adhere this little window frame, and then we'll do some decorating. And this card has very little stamping because we have this beautiful window. Let's confirm that we got our card going straight, opening the way we want, and then we're going to, I want to make sure I line this up with the lines. I mean, how easy is it that we have lines on the pattern lines? That makes it easy for us to know exactly where to put as long as you put that piece on correctly. So there is our window frame. I like it. I like it. And now what we're going to do is we are going to do a bit of stamping. This stamp set has a very pretty wreath and a coordinating die for the wreath. So let's stamp our wreath in pumpkin pie. It's a small wreath, and they made it just perfect to hang up at the top of the window. It's not too big. Isn't that pretty? I'm anxious to start making, to start creating wreaths using this stamp set in the green and red, because it's really pretty. And we're going to get our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out again. And now I know, and I am just being lazy, but there is a way to know. Let me look at this. So here's our stamp. I thought there was a way to know to line it up with the die, because this die has a little mark there. But let's just see if we can't figure out how to just turn it. By turning, we'll get this positioned correctly. I'm just going to turn it a little bit until I see that it sets right over the stamped area. I think we've got it. It's not very hard at all. And now we'll just go ahead and run that through. I'm going to turn it this way because I'm right-handed, and that gives me a good grasp on the handle. And there's our cute wreath. Isn't that darling? Do I have it where you can see it? Yep, there we go. And there's our die. So we'll set that aside for a minute. And we are going to go ahead and adhere our wreath right up at the top here. Now what I'm going to do is use some we're going to use, instead of dimensionals, I think I'll go ahead and continue using these foam adhesive strips. And the reason being that they're a tiny bit, just a hair bit different in height than Stampin' Dimensionals. And I want to make sure the height is the same. So I'm just going to put a couple of these on here to hold that on. Make sure nothing is showing. That might be showing just a tad bit. Let me move it over just a little bit. Okay, there we go. I keep using these foam adhesive sheets and I might really use them more. I really don't use them that much, but I'm liking them today. You know how that is? You don't play with something for a while and then you're like, oh, this is very cool. The mark is on the inside of the stamp cases. You guys are so smart. I'm not kidding you. You teach me, I think, more than I teach you. Okay, let's go in here. There is the mark. K is right. Do you see that little triangle? That kind of little carrot looking thing in there? That would match up with this little thing on the die, so that's how you know how to cut out your stamped image. The problem is once you take it off of here, how do you know? Okay. Now we're ready to go ahead and adhere our wreath, and I'm going to put it right in the center. And I purposely used the pumpkin pie ink so that it would blend perfectly with our pumpkin pie window frame. And now we're ready to cut out our sentiment, our thanks. And I love word dies. I really do. They're so much fun. You don't need to stamp a sentiment at all, and you can do fun things with your word. So I'm just going to run this through. Now the Amazing Thanks dies also have what I would call clouds. So you can cut out a white part or a different color part that kind of gives a nice shadow behind the word. You know, we could actually try that, but I kind of liked it. I really kind of just liked it this way. And I'm going to get out my Take Your Pick tool, and it has a little brush for brushing out those little pieces, and it can also sometimes loosens the paper from the die, but this one is really stuck in there. So here's the little pointy tool, and that will take that word thanks right out of there just like that. There we go. Just get some of my crumbs off my desk here. Isn't that just you know, what I like so much about this die for thanks is that I like the font. You know, it could be a font that I didn't like, but I just think it's so cute. And doesn't it just look cute, just like that? Now we could put some dimensionals under there to hold that up, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to adhere it with a little bit of multi-purpose glue on each side. Thank you, Marcia. These are beautiful colors. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this is pale papaya. The thanks is made from pale papaya. Get a few dots of glue on those two edges and we'll see how this turns out. I love this particular color, this very light orange. I really like it, and it just I think it looks so nice with the darker orange. So we're just going to set that just like that. Oops. And let it adhere. Stick, baby. Okay, there we go. Oh, it doesn't want to stick right over there. I only put a couple dots of glue. I didn't want to put too much. Let's see if we can get that to really adhere. Now I could have put dimensionals in there, but I didn't. Let's see if we can't just do that. I think that looks all right. I may go back later and put dimensionals in. On my sample I did, and it does look a little more even, doesn't it? I think I used some of the strips, the adhesive strips, but I like it either way. Now we're going to put on a bow at the top of the wreath. Thank you, Marcia. You love the card and the font. Yes, I do too. So we're going to put a pretty bow of linen thread, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the prize that I'm offering today, we're going to give away the prize from last Friday, but the prize I'm offering for today is a package of linen thread. I love linen thread, and if you're doing a rustic type of card, which this is, linen thread is your friend. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make a double bow. You could make a single bow. Actually, let me show you the dies in the coordinating dies here, the window dies, have a cute little bow. And I thought about using it, but I love ribbon and I love linen thread. So I just decided to go ahead and make a double bow, but you don't even have to. You could definitely just use the die. I wanted to really show you all the neat things about this bundle, because it is a very neat bundle. I mean, a car, what bundle has a car and a house and a window and so many things? It's just a really cute bundle. So here we're gonna, I don't know if my bow's coming out quite right. The little tails are not working. Okay, we're gonna have to try it again. The linen thread is just, it's kind of curly and it's wanting to stay curly, so that's what's happening there. There we go. And now we'll just pull those tails back out. That's what you have to do with bows. You just keep playing until you get everything just right. Okay, there we go. And I just think the linen thread looks so nice here. Thank you, Tammy. Pull that tight. And I think this tail needs to be trimmed, but the other one is pretty good. Doesn't that look good? It looks rustic. I like the way that looks on this particular card. So I'm going to adhere it with a mini glue dot. And one thing I've found is the dots are on the inside here. So if you fold back the little backing paper, then you have one mini glue dot right there that you can just pull off, and it's all ready for you. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere it. Let's see, that little mini glue dot is moving around. So we're going to go ahead and adhere it right there to the top of our wreath. And now all we need to do is do some bling. And I have pulled out today the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. They come in the 3 colors. On one of mine I had them written out gold. It's kind of like gold, rose gold, and kind of pewter looking. But I thought this rose gold look was so pretty. It really, because this has a pinky look to it. And I just thought these would be really nice. And remember, we're always going to do an odd number. Let's see, I think we'll just put one right in there. And there's the front of our card. Now we have to do the inside, and especially with a dark colored outside, there's no way that you could write on the inside of your card, correct? I mean, well, you could if you used a white pen. But why do that? I've cut a 5 by 3 3/4 piece of basic white cardstock, and I'm just going to stamp a wreath right on there in the corner. And while I add it, I'm going to decorate my envelope right here like that. Isn't that just a pretty wreath? I really like it. And now we will just adhere this inner piece with some multi-purpose glue to the inside of our card, just like this. Thank you, Marcia. I like the linen thread too. I think it looks pretty good. And then we'll just press that down. And there's our card for today. These are really, that wasn't too, I'm going to pull that up just a little bit. I think I'm going to go back in and I'm later after I leave you, I'm going to go in and put a little bit of that, the adhesive strip in there to hold that up. But I am going to be happy to send this to my friends that I want to thank and wish, a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm pleased with the way that came out. And I love the colors. Don't you love the colors? Okay, let's have a prize. I'm gonna go ahead and turn you back up. There we go. Now the prize for last Friday, and you all put the word prize if you wanted to get the prize. It's a really great one. It is the Seashells embossing folder. Remember, I just found this somewhere. I didn't even know I had this extra. And so we had lots of people wanted it. And the winner is Allison Beal. Allison, congratulations. I am going to get this to you, the Seashells embossing folder. I think you're going to love it. And congratulations to you. And then the prize for next week, I already mentioned, is a package of linen thread for all your fall card making needs. So if you would like to be entered to win the linen thread next Friday, and that will be November, oh my goodness sakes, November 4th. I can't believe it. Put the word prize on YouTube or Facebook. I see them all. I put them all together and put them through the random number generator. So congratulations to Allison today. And thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a really great